In this video, I will be putting a cage in my Buick Regal. As you can see, the car has a full interior and it's mostly clean. I have raced this car for several seasons without a cage and I hope to go faster. So the cage will be an 8.5 Cert and I had full intentions of using a pre-bent cage. The direction of the project changed after I got the fitted cage and realized it wasn't what I really wanted. I ended up putting a custom bent cage in with help from a buddy. So this is what we got. I got it all out in one piece, obviously. This is what a box frame looks like. Plenty of room. So that is going to go somewhere in there. And there'll be barely enough room to get a MIG welder around. Josh did all the bending of the pipe and it turned out excellent. We made a couple small mistakes here and there, mostly because of inputs I gave him in the beginning, but in the end it was fitting really nice. So the tightest radius die I could find was a 5-inch radius, and we used that die for making all the bends on the 1 5/8 mild steel. So the only thing I liked about the kit that I bought was the way the main hoop fit. So we essentially took chalk and drew out the shape of the main hoop and duplicated it. And it was just like an application deal. The kit that I had, there was nothing wrong with it, but it would have worked really good in a fully gutted race car, and that was not what I wanted to do. Ready to tack it in. I left just a little bit of room at the headliner, enough for about a finger width. I got everything all lined up. There's a washer down there giving some slight back angle. And let me take you over here to show you the back side of the dash. So in this area, that's where the mounting spot is. And then this is your vent. And right near the edge, it looks like there's enough space in here to drop it down. So I've cut the tab off, I saved it, might weld it on back onto the bar somewhere for mounting. Made room here for the bar to come down and through, and it's going to curve down through here and then hopefully land right there just behind the kick panel. Cutting the hole for the front down bar passenger side. The line is even with this last hole. I'm going to cut along this line, cut along the ledge, give myself plenty of room to weld. So on the driver's side, I got a little less to work with. I would like to cut all this out, but I forgot this has to kind of stay there. I'm going to start with opening up that. The bar is going to drop down right through the dash mounting tab again, like on the other side. Between here and here, it's going to come down. The problem, most people would eliminate their emergency brake stuff. I'm going to make this fit. I'll probably offset the arm to clear the bar. The pedal will be over here somewhere when it's done. Fast forward, that's opened up and cut into the dash in that direction. And then this hole, I started it at the midpoint of the trim screw hole. It's roughly about 5.5, 6 inches in that direction. So I have a test bend just to prove this out. We're still about 1 inch away from getting over the defroster. Barely any room, but it almost looks like it's possible. So we'll have to reevaluate. I can get a little bit more space by cutting this out, but it's very marginal. pushed all the way in. I'm on this side mocking up this test piece. Still a little bit to go. Here's some detailed pictures on what was cut. I probably cut a little bit too much on the firewall side, but I didn't know where the bar was going to land and didn't want to run into issues when we were trying to bend the bars to make them fit. This is what it looks like after modification. Press it into the pad a little bit, get more room, almost a finger's width of room between the glass and the bar. The dash is pushed all the way in. I made conduit templates ahead of time for the first set of bars that we tried to bend, and my templates were way off and the dash didn't fit. So this is the second set of bars. Took us 2 tries. From the side of the car, you can't see it except for the main hoop. Josh got the passenger side to fit almost identical to the driver's side. We had the heater box to work around, so you'll see that there's a bend at the bottom that works around the heater box and around the kick panel. Yeah, the fitment of both of these bars are really good, but we did make one set of scrap bars. So the conduit templates are good. This is even better. I bought some welded seam, and we spent some time putting this template together before putting that bar in. And as you can see, you can't even see it from outside the car. It's in there. It's tight to the headliner, almost touching. It's about as perfect as you can get it. For the windshield bar and main hoop, if you can't get a weld all the way around, you can look at section 21 of the rule book. They say you can use a tube gusset or a plate gusset. They define the criteria. I use tabs on the windshield tube. So this is what we got so far. We have the middle and the front frame fully welded, top's fully welded. Got a seatbelt bar now that's not welded. I am going to cut holes for the back bars, do the back bars before welding this guy in. Another thing I did, because I had to eliminate visors, I've just made aluminum plates and painted them. So right now I'm starting to figure out where to make the holes in the rear speaker deck. I'm going to go to the side so I can put speakers back in the car. You can see on this one, there's the mechanisms right here. So it's kind of a good guess. I'll show you how I figured that out. Get that out of the way. So you can kind of see the spot welds. Spot weld here, spot weld here, here. This is for the hinge. And this is also for the hinge. So I'm trying to miss it kind of. And then following this ridge right along here. And that's kind of where I'll start. It's a good 3 by 3-ish funky hole. This decorative piece here on the end of that cover, just for reference, rides along that edge that I was just talking about. This is kind of what it looks like. It's about a good size, 2.5 inches or so. And then I barely touch this, the edge of this bracket. I'll cut that out, and you can see I'll have plenty of space to run a pipe through there. So you may ask, why am I putting it there? If you look underneath here, the hinge and some of the mechanism arms are in the middle. You can miss them by going through the speaker deck and placing the bar in this area. But if I place the bar over here, go over the top of the tub, I still have all my trunk space. If I put the bar in this area and over on this side, do the same thing and miss the hinge being to the outside of it. Due to the bends in the pipe, you can see I had to cut my slot further down and it would be hidden underneath the trim in the rear seat. Lots of welding. Trying to keep the headliner from getting singed as best as possible. This little piece of aluminum here is going to help me quite a bit with that. This has been dragging on for about 2 or 3 months now. Take a look at these door bars. So we're finally starting to fit them. You can see down at the bottom at rough height. I'm roughing them in. You can see how it bends around the armrest. I'm going to take this, I'm going to cut this down a little bit more so it fits. So clevis pins take up 3 inches. So once I get it fitted in, I'll cut 3 inches off both sides. On over here. This side is fitted a little bit differently. It's a little bit shorter. I shorted myself a little bit on the hoop side. It sticks up just a little bit, but it clears everything and it's going to fit fine. Take a look at inside here. We got the windshield bar all welded in, the A-pillars, the rear bars, everything's coming along. I spaced out the mounting point for the release cable, and then I cut, bent, welded the pedal for the parking brake. Here's some still shots of how it turned out. You know, when I first started this, I tried choosing the easy button and going with the kit. The amount of time we put into this was a lot, but it turned out way better than that kit ever would have fit. So big thanks to Josh for helping me. It took us 2 or 3 months on and off, a couple Saturdays of his time, and maybe more than a couple. And we were able to make the Six Summer event in summer of 2024. Thanks for watching. From the driver's seat, this thing still feels like a normal street car. As you can see, everything's still in it, and I'm having fun at the track.